I'm the eldest of three brothers, all close in age. It was always a tough place to be, forever trying to keep one step ahead. I remember clearly the day in the learner pool when I was 5 years old, and my middle brother, Jiva, who was only 3, began to swim. In a blur of confused emotions, within 5 minutes, I too had learned to swim. The most humiliating moment in my sporting life was the day the swimming club promoted my 2 brothers to the next level group ahead of me. I quit swimming that day and took up running. I was better at running. Luckily for me, over the years, our sibling rivalry has tended to focus mostly around running. We've completed countless fiercely contested races together. Even our training runs almost always turn into battles by the end. We always agree, before we start, that there will be no racing. But at some point, you just know someone is going to make a move. I'm not talking about picking up the pace because he feels good, but making a move, trying to win. Jiva is especially known for his moves, sometimes made right at the start of the run, in an effort to catch us on the hop. My 2 brothers, Jiva and the youngest Govinda, are both competent runners. Jiva ran at county level as a schoolboy, and Govinda has a marathon best of 3 hours 12 minutes. But I've always had the edge over them. Well, almost. The occasions they've beaten me have gone down in sibling folklore. There was that time in 1997 in Northampton. First Jiva passed me, then Govinda passed us both. Sure, it was only a friendly Sunday run, but it was the first time I'd ever been beaten by either of them. Over 20 years later, it still comes up regularly at family gatherings. So when Govinda throws down the latest gauntlet, a race called the Great Wilderness Challenge in the Scottish Highlands, I know it's going to be no picnic. He has recently taken up running through the mountains for fun at the weekends, so I know he fancies his chances. All my previous race victories have come on the hard shore smoothness of the roads. This race, hilly trail running, is still not my territory. But I have to start somewhere if I'm going to become an ultra runner, and a race against my brothers is the perfect impetus to get me moving. Suddenly, I'm off training in the hills of the nearby Dartmoor National Park. My first attempts don't go well. I end up struggling after about 10 miles, barely able to move beyond walking pace. My watch tells me I've been running at a speed I would normally consider a slow jog, but it feels a lot tougher out on the moor. It's not just the hills, but the bumpy, soggy terrain, which jolts you out of any rhythm at every step. I find myself getting annoyed. Occasionally I kick a rock, or one of my legs knocks against the other and I almost stumble, and I find myself cursing. Whose stupid idea was this? As soon as I find a bit of road, it feels like coming home, back to what I know, back to running. I may be struggling, but Jiva is faring even worse. He lives in London, and his job and moving house are taking up all his time. And the more we read about the race, the less it seems to be one you can muddle through. Jiva once completed the Edinburgh Marathon with barely any training. But hitting the wall along the seafront in Edinburgh is one thing. It is another to falter out in the Highlands. The race requires runners to carry waterproofs, a map, and a compass in case of emergency. This is not a fun run. In the end, he realizes he is too unprepared, and he pulls out, leaving it as a straight fight, mano a mano, between me and mountain man Govinda. We drive up to the Highlands from Edinburgh the night before the race, arriving in Pooleu, northwest of Inverness, in squalls of driving rain, the mountains hulking silent in the darkness on both sides. The closer we get, the more the wind howls. We both look out the window nervously, not saying anything. The next morning, the rain is still falling, and when we arrive at the start, there is bad news. The weather is so bad that the organisers are changing the route to avoid the most treacherous sections. It turns out that one organiser, while out checking the course the day before, got swept away by a river and is now in hospital. A few weeks later, we hear that he has died. The mountains are not to be fooled with, and I, for one, am not complaining when we are told that instead of a 25-mile run across a section of the Highlands,